All right, hey, I'm Phil. I'm the developer of GnomeTower, and this is a quick update of what I've been working on. I'll try to go quick here. This is my development world. It's nonsense because it's just what I use as I'm plunking around. Um, Here, let me load in some chunks real quick. The first big update is you'll notice that there's a little block here. This is my field of actual view, just as a reference in VR. This is a little block that I can use to select what I am going to be building as I draw things out. That's just something that's obviously needed to be there for many versions prior, but it's there now. Works great. Next thing is locomotion. I can walk around and my body actually bobs, up and down with the terrain under it. Previously, you could just move in XYZ position with no kind of grounding in the actual world. This makes you feel like there's substance beneath you, which is really great. Let's see. On the note of locomotion, one other thing you can do, you can see. So I'm moving using the joystick on either controller to move forward and back or turn myself. The other thing I can do is I can grab the earth, grab the world, and shift myself relative to where I grabbed. And so that works really great to allow for very precise minor adjustments. One thing I don't like about it is if you can do really big movements, and it's a little bit nauseating, especially if you're not used to it or if you're not in a seat. And one of my big priorities in this game is not pretending that there isn't a nausea problem in VR. So it's not final. I have to figure out a way to get around that. This isn't the final version of Locomotion either, just incremental progress. Anyway, one other interesting property of this ability to, let me get something cool. Sure, fire. To kind of lock the world into place and grab it around is previously, let's say that I wanted to extend this into a pillar of fire, right? And so if I want it to be really tall, I'm going to go like this and build it really tall. And I'm looking up here, and by the time I look down, oops, it's off center, right? And so it's kind of hard to synchronize both hands when you're trying to make something really big. Something that's really cool about this ability to grab the world is you can start your selection wherever you want, and if you grab on, that is now locked to that cube, right? No matter where I put this hand, it is going to be right at the top. That the selection is going to be right at the top of that thing, right where I wanted it. And so that frees me to use this hand to, right, I just want it one wide. Boom, I now have this pillar of fire that I didn't have to worry about was going to get off sync right there. So really helpful for building very precisely. You can even do that at a minor scale, right there. I'm going to put this precisely on top of the tree and there's going to be no overhang. There's just no question about it. Really, really useful tool for building. It does take a little bit to get used to. There's just a lot of precise hand movements that go into it. I did use that ability to make this big wall, which would have been a huge pain to try and link up, from segment to segment. You can see I screwed up a little bit here, so it does take some getting used to, but it's a really, really effective building solution. All right, cool. So speaking of the wall, there's no point in building a wall unless you have inhabitants to keep in. And that's exactly what we have. You can see these pigs I have roaming around. There's this bird that's just standing there. Oh no, he's moving a little bit. We got little gnomes, other birds, just a handful of little mobs that I have roaming around. What's really cool about this is that they're fully networked. They work great. One thing that I should have mentioned earlier on is everything that I'm showing to you is fully networked multiplayer. It works great with multiple people in the same world, building stuff, changing stuff. And likewise, these mobs are consistent across, all networked clients connected to it. So this is a really big step in the goal of making this world, making this system act as a kind of 3D voxel terminal. So once I get this set up, all I have to worry about is defining the contents of a 3D grid, and it'll take care of the rendering, the networking, the interaction, everything like that.